So good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 action here on FTRL, and you join us at a very, very soggy Circuit of the Americas for round 10 of Div 2. Just 3 races to go before we crown the season 19 Div 2 champion, and it is starting off with a splash tonight. The track very, very wet, and as the cars start heading out, let's pick up who is first on the track. It might be Barcelona, it is. So we'll pick him on a lap of the Lone Star State Circuit here in Texas. Very rare to see this much rain in Texas, but that's going to provide an interesting challenge, basically for qualifying and also depending on what's happening in the race as well. So are the drivers going to have to compromise their qualifying setup to have a dry setup for the race, or is the race also going to provide some rain as well? We shall see. A mix of intermediate and wet tyres as well, so a couple of different factors as the drivers start to head out there. Much to play for tonight, and so Barcelona on screen is one of the major title protagonists this season, battling for the Div 2 title once again with the reigning champ Brutus. Those two are currently slogging it out. So let's have a quick gander at the standings coming into this one then. And Brutus is leading by just a solitary point with 3 races to go, so all to play for. We'll go on board then with the Williams as he splashes around the final corner. He can take us then on a lap of Circuit of the Americas, and this would be the first DRS zone. Of course, no DRS in these conditions. Up the start-finish straight we go before we start climbing up this massive hill. I think it goes something like 6 stories. Maybe not, maybe a big exaggeration, but definitely a big climb. Up to turn 1, then apexes nicely. All the way over to the right hand, then start plunging down the hill through the right-hander. Curve on the white line. Into these S's, being compared to Maggotts and Beckett's, probably not quite so fast in these conditions, but very nice tide line there from Barcelona. Second apex is there, the right-hander, and over the turn 5, I believe, into the right-hander again, slightly over the crest there, so the back will get light. A little bit of a step out there, but nice and tidy so far through the left-hand kink, and then down to the braking, so the detection point for the DRS was there. On the hairpin and on to this long back straight. This will be one of the best overtaking opportunities in the race, especially if the DRS is active. There is the DRS line. Long run down. Got the cars in the foreground. Hopefully they won't get in his way. Even Chris has crashed on his first lap then, so he's going to be starting down the back. So last week's winner in strife already, as Barcelona hits the end of the back straight into the left-hander. Now these tricky infield section here. And there, drift over to the left, then come back over, but kind of stay in the middle. And back over again, another double apex. Left-hander, very tricky. Bit of camber there to pull you into the apex. And this beautiful 4 apex turn. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Using the wet racing line all the way around the outside there to keep the speed up. Bravely using some of the curb on the outside there of the penultimate corner. Don't invalidate your lap. Nice done. Up then to the final corner. In nicely, gets it pointed straight and crosses the line, and it is the pole position because it's the first one across the line. However, his teammate is now in strife as well because Alex Pixie has also had a drama somewhere. So 2 retirements on there. Like the conditions catching out a couple of the drivers then. Where is Chubbs? And so he's just started lap time. He goes second fastest then, just behind Barcelona. He's usually quite good in the wet there, and he is 0.03 of a second away from pole position on the intermediate tyre as well then. So very close to match there is Dan Morris, followed by Scuba Steve, who goes the first driver into the 47s then. Scuba Steve then laid down the gauntlet in the Discord earlier. This is his stomping ground, so expect to see him at the pointy end tonight, and he's hooked up those intermediate tyres there. A 1:47.3 then, a good 9/10 a second faster than Dan in second place on the wets. The tyres starting to come in. See how Chubb is getting on. He's coming around towards the end of one of the McLarens. It is Matt Mann, who's gone 5th on a 150.7. Just behind him was the EVG Tom. As soon as he can come into the line now, 50.9 for him, so he goes 6th. One of the Alpha Tauris coming around now. It is, oh, is that going off in the background? That's one of the Mercedes. Bruce Beer then out of the final corner. Championship leader crosses the line. 5th fastest ever, 49.3. Then that's 2 seconds off Scuba Steve's pace. Oh, it turns so it looks like the intermediates, if you can hook up a lap, are the tyre to be on at the moment. And then a couple of drivers coming around in a couple of corners. Not EVD Tom. Who was that? Not Barcelona going to the pits. It was as Oxox goes second fastest then, 47.8, still half a second down. Chubb's out the final corner. Coming to the line, he goes fourth fastest, 48.3. And next is Catlin across the line, goes eighth fastest on a 49.8. So who's coming in? This one is Zero Tower coming around. Out of the final corner. Thomas did too wide, gets a putted straight. Sprints to the line, goes 11th fastest then on a 52.6. Michael Vien over the curve at the final corner. Is he improving that when he does? Goes up to 7th of 48.7. Well, that time's now starting to drop in. Then first up to 4 is a 51.5. Of course, with it being wet weather, it's okay for drivers to do a couple of laps on these tyres then, so they won't necessarily just go for one flying run. They maybe do 2 or 3 flying laps and get into a groove. Into the pits, Sione in the pits already as his boss man. Cox is on track at the moment, sector 3. So will we get another checkpoint before we finish this one? Nope. So we're now just going to stay on board then, see if he can close the gap to Scuba Steve, who's done a very impressive marker on his first run then, that 47.3. Half a second better than Ox's first run. Is Ox going to improve on this run though? We shall see. Yellow flag further out. The hairpin is one of the has spun. It'll be Cats because Catherine is just exiting pit lane. Does Oxox improve with this run? He does, 45.9 then, so Oxox really hooking up that lap. And that is a massive improvement there now. He goes 1.4 seconds faster. So this is the thing with these conditions. Is it getting slightly better now? Car's been on track, so some of the water will be moving. The track should theoretically just get quicker and quicker from here on out. Just diving into the pits. Michael Vien. Don't think he's on a quick lap. I'll stay on board just in case. See if he can improve. Not had the rub of the green this season, Michael. Zero Tower into the pits as well. And coming around the penultimate corner. He's also diving into the pits, so Barcelona then starting to ramp up for his first run on the intermediate tyre then. I think Ox's lap has shown that the intermediate is the tyre to go, and now more and more cars coming out on the green sidewall tyres. Heading up then towards turn 1. So yeah, just commenting on the standings a little earlier, so it is fastest of all. So Brutus tops the standings on 217, a point ahead of Barcelona, who's on 216. Big gap then back to last week's winner, Evil Chris, on 154, who then is also found himself in a bit of no man's land with Yates in 4th, Michael Vien 5th, Kaz 6th, Daship 7th, Alex Pixie is 8th, Aaron and Mattman rounding out the top 10 in the standings as Barcelona has invalidated his time. Then Zika, meanwhile, goes 3rd fastest. And Oxox lowers the bar even further with a 45.5, so takes another 4/10 off of his lap. But Linda Zika, then very impressive lap from the Mercedes man. Standing in, there's no Callum and no Skirms. Skirms' PlayStation has gone pop. And Callum apparently has nothing better to do. So there we go. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Zika, I would have let you race, but I think you're just too good for these. And but I will. I'm going to look at trying to organise something for next week for Tuesday. It might just be a series of 5 lappers or something like that, just something to do because I haven't driven on this game in ages, to be honest. So good to get my back on track. Just have some laps and we shall see, and then plan something big for the end of the season. Of course, TK, there are season 19 Div 1 champ. Unfortunately, the numbers have just fallen away with our Sweats division, just burning out a little bit, I think. The season called a little bit early, and congratulations to, I believe it's a 4th champ. Is that a 3rd or a 4th championship now? I can't remember. I think it's a 3rd. Zeke then, is he going around again. He's indeed. Is he going to improve? I don't think so. So he's just been charging the battery up, and now we're going to go again. Let's find Scuba Steve. He is 0.8 of a second up on this lap. Oh, he's invalidated his lap though, so by being up, he will not improve. As Sione goes second faster, so Sione now jumps up and taken over from Limmy for the rest of the season in the Aston Martin. And proving he is very good in the wet then, so the track seems to be evolving. Sione then pops himself onto the front row provisionally. 6.5 minutes to go. Let's find where Barcelona is. He's coming out of the final corner now. He's 7/10 up on this lap, so this will be a big improvement for him. Is he at the final? No, he's not. He's gone to the back straight. Sorry, I do apologise. Katowice now goes third fastest. So the track is definitely evolving. Look at that 1.9 second improvement. The track is definitely getting quicker. Expect to see these lap times start to fall. Let's get Steve coming around. Oh, that box is in the pits now. I'll see Sione getting on. Dan now goes fastest of all, 45.0. So the Mercedes man goes half a second quicker than the previous best time then. So Dan Morris now on to provisional pole. Lap time is tumbling as the track starts to dry. More being shifted. Where's he got coming around the final couple of corners? Cat is at the back straight. So it's Cats. One of the McLaren's coming around. Is it Matman? It is. He goes sixth fastest then, 47.3. Look at that, 3.4 second for Brutus. And then Barcelona immediately jumps ahead of it. So Brutus going onto provisional pole. And then directly behind him, the Williams Barcelona into the 44s. That's 44.2. So Ox's time is suddenly 1.3 seconds off the pace since he's got into the pits. So the track definitely drying. Now with 5 minutes of the session to go. Dan then, having been provisionally on pole, finds himself back on the second row of the grid suddenly. He's got coming around towards the end of the lap. Here we go. Katowice then currently in P6. Oh, Ferrari's down into the pits. There's one of the Ferraris ahead of him. It's Michael. He's invalidated his lap though. It would have been a 2.8 second improvement, so that would have been a very quick lap there. He's just invalidated, so he'll be kicking himself for that. Aaron Trucker at the final corner. He's 4 seconds up on his current best lap time. Bit of a snap there as he gets on the power. Currently 13, goes second. 44.9 from Aaron. So the order changing left, right and centre. So Aaron improves to 49.4, puts him 13th. Bossman coming out the final corner. It is. It's currently P90. Oh, into the wall. Got on the curve, snaps as the car loses grip. Still goes P8 though. So despite that moment, because Katz now goes 6th fastest then, 46.2 from him. McLaren coming out the final corner. It is Matman. He improves again, goes 46.5. He goes 8th. Stays 3rd at the minute then, so the track is just evolving all over the shop then. People have gone from the front, suddenly down the back. Guys, oh, that's very wide there from Linus Eakin. And still improves, though, goes 6th fastest, 46.1. Behind him, that's Ox starting a lap. One of the Ferraris coming around. It's Chubbs, he's on 2.9 seconds quicker. He goes 2nd fastest to 44.4. So last week's pole sitter goes 2nd. Who's coming around now? It is. He's into the pits. Behind him is Michael. Keeps it in the white lines this time. Is Michael going to improve this time? He should do. He goes 3rd fastest at a 44.8. Comes Aaron. He is down by the look of it. He's got one of the Alpines in tow. It'll be EVG Tom. He's the only Alpine. Aaron doesn't improve this time. There's Tom. I think he just started a lap. On a quarter is 0 Tau. Improved to 47.8. Well, I don't know where to look because everybody coming around is improving the lap time. Matman's going to be the next one across the line then, so let's stay on board with the McLaren man. He was 6th a minute ago, he's now down to 11th as the order shuffles. Every time somebody crosses the line, a yellow flag in Sector 1. It's just one of the Red Bulls moving out of the way. into the final corner. Out of the final corner he comes. Does he improve on P11? He does. He goes ninth. Got on the curb there. Bit of a moment there as he got on the power. Brutus Beer goes third. 44.5. Splits the Ferraris. Casper on an outlap. Behind him is Casamese. Currently P12. Just starting a run maybe. Pit. Comes the Mercedes. Out of the final corner. Is this going to be an improvement? It is a 43 now. The track continues to evolve. 0.8 of a second he found on that lap. One of the Red Bulls running very wide. Look at its boss man with that no front wing. So he's finally made his way back to the pits. But I don't know if he's going to have a chance to get another run in. It's taken him quite a while to get back round again. Michael Vian coming around again. He is. Don't think he's going to improve this time. I think this is just a recharge lap. So get the battery full. Ready to go again. Aaron currently P6. Right behind his teammate. Can he improve on that? He does. He goes 4th. 44.7. Aaron having a really good session. UG Tom goes 14th. Alright, now one of the Mercedes. It is Dan. He's invalidated his run. That is Zero Towel behind him. Improving. No, I don't think so. Nope, he's not improving his lap. It's all change. Everywhere you look, Barcelona has invalidated then. Oh, it's an out lap. So he's just going to get round for one more run. That man just behind him. He's down in sector 3 as he found any time, though. He did have a moment off this curb. So if he can get it pointed straight. Again, you can see him just sliding around there, the curbs. He did find some time, but not enough to improve. Brutus crosses the line, but doesn't improve. Coming around is Casamese. And that is session done then, so this will be the final runs. Cat is on for a big improvement here. Currently P12. He goes P8. Behind him is Ox, and currently P6. Oh, he's wide. But goes third. Behind him the McLaren. Calsper crosses the line, but it validates, so I think he's done that deliberately, not setting a time. Chubbs, meanwhile, has gone fastest of all. Missed. Oh, no, I did see that to the light. But he's invalidated, so he will not improve on this run. His teammate is just ahead of him. He is improving. Currently on the third row. See now noticeably less rain falling, track looking a lot drier. Out of the final quarter he comes. Does he improve? He goes second. It's an all Ferrari front row. UG Tom has invalidated then. So no improvement for him. Scuba Steve, he set the early marker on those intermediate tyres. Stands himself down in P15 now though. However, this should be an improvement. Can he get himself back at the pointy end? He can. He goes 5th. The 5th fastest for him. Coming around then, one of the Mercedes is Dan. Oh, he's validated his lap though. There will be no improvement. Barcelona's next, coming around behind him. Oh, he's invalidated then, so he will not improve on P3. Matman behind him, is it? He's diving for the pits. Is Brutus on to improve? No, he is coming into the pit lane. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe will be that. So it's an all Ferrari front row in the United States then. Great job from Chubbs. And he managed to a 43 as the track evolved at the death there. Just lap times tumbling towards the end. Chubbs then and Michael will lock out the front row for Ferrari. Barcelona and Ox sharing the second row. Scuba Steve and Brutus Beer on row 3, so both championship contenders in the mixer. Aaron and Dan on row 4. Kat and Linezik rounding out the top 10. Do a wet qualifying because it really mixes up the order, as you saw how the track evolved. Well, that's the first challenge. So the running order is as follows. Captain Chubbs takes pole by half a second from his teammate Michael Vian. Barcelona heading off row 2 alongside Ox in the Alfa Romeo. Then Scuba Steve, the American in his home Grand Prix, starts P5. He'll be looking for a strong result tonight. Brutus Beer, the championship leader, starts P6. And Aaron Trucker, P7. Dan, filling in tonight, starts P8. Catamese, P9. And Linezik running at the top 10. Great qualifying from him. Matman starts P11 with next Cats in P12. Sione, he was at the sharp end at one point. Gets shuffled back to P13 though. He shares the 7th row with Bossman. EVG Tom and Zero Tau share row 8. Alex Pixie and Calsper row 9. And Evil Chris bringing up the rear then. After victory last week for the Aston Martin man, he's got it all to do from the back of the grid. Also, big shout out to Daft Chip for commentating for me last week while I was down in Luton last week, but I was flying off on my holidays. I was in Riga for a couple of days, so celebrating my birthday, getting old. And from a very soggy qualifying, we are adorned by beautiful sunshine for the race, and so we do have a dry race on. Has a few clouds in the air, but we shall see what the race brings in terms of. Then EVG Tom saying his last to first challenge has not gone well. Well, it's not completely last, but you're at the wrong end, so let's see what you can do from the back of the grid then. Filling in for the legend that is Dylan. So, qualifying done. Obviously wet weather for qualifying. Different story to be dry in the race. Who do we think is going to win this one then? Is Chubbs finally going to get that victory today? Is Michael going to stop the rots in his bad run? Take victory, Barcelona. Is he going to reclaim the championship lead? Is Bruce going to extend it? Is Oxox going to be the one to watch? We know he's got around here. Is somebody going to spring a surprise from the back? Evil Chris, Calsper, EVG Tom. Many variables then as the drivers head off. Let's see what tyres everybody's on. And Captain Joseph starts on pole. He is on the soft tyre. His teammate alongside him on the medium tyre though. So split strategies from the Ferraris. That will help them though in the early running. At least they shouldn't compromise each other pit strategy wise. Barcelona starts P3rd for Williams. He is on the medium tyre. Oxox starts P4. He is on the softs. So he's gone aggressive in that first stint. Scuba Steve starts P5 for Red Bull. He's on the medium tyre, as is Brutus Beer in P6 in the AlphaTauri. Championship leader by just a solitary point. Aaron Trucker starts P7 for Alfa Romeo. He is on the soft, so both Alphas in the top 7 tonight. Dan Morris starts P8. He is on the medium tyre. Then we find the only driver on the hard tyre is Katames. So he's gone different to absolutely everybody on the white walled hard tyre. So he's going long on his first stint. Oh, in the foreground, who is that? That's Scuba Steve. There is the Red Bull spinning off, warming his tyres up. On the back straight. On a straight, he has spun into the wall. Thankfully, there's no damage on the outlap. Otherwise, he would be very, very embarrassed by that. I'm sure he'll still be quite embarrassed, but he's got away with that one. Then Ezekiel then rounding out the top 10. He's on the medium tyre in the second of the Mercedes. And we find Mattman in P11. He's starting on this soft tyre then. Nexus Katz joins him on row 6. He is on the soft tyre as well. Sione starts P13. He's on the medium tyre. Bossman P14, he's on the soft tyre. And we've got EVG Tom starting P15, he's on the mediums. We've got Zero Tau starting on the soft tyre P16, and the second of the AlphaTauris. Alex Pixie starts P17, he's on the medium tyre. Calsper starts P18, he's on the softs. And Evil Chris bringing up the rear in P19. He is on the soft tyre. Chubbs has got himself quite a big lead there. And he probably doesn't want to be that far ahead of the pack as they come round to start this one. I'm going to put my money on him though. I think Chubbs is going to win this one. I think Ox will be second, and I think Brutus will be third. So that is my prediction. Let me know yours. If you think you can do better, please tell me. It's the Red Bull making his way forward there. If there is a little drama. So that's Steve. So everybody then has formed up. Yeah, we've got 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix is go. It's a good start from Ox on the inside there. Those soft tyres hooked up. Good start from Chubbs as well. Drivers moving up. Barcelona's lost a couple of places, getting swamped on the run. Bruce is up the inside of him. Ox going for the lead. A touch, has a big slide, and into the back he goes. That gives Chubbs the lead. Bruce is up to second already. Ox coming back through for third. He's also Nexus Katz, who's had a dream start. He's up 8 positions after turn 1. Nexus Katz had an absolute demon start. And one of the cars going across the run-off there. So everybody sorts themselves out through the first couple of corners. Barcelona's losing places hand over fist as he got damage. He does. He's lost some end plate there. So Barcelona's had contact. Drops all the way to the back. and that is not ideal for the championship contender. He's second in the championship, and he's all the way to the back on lap 1 with wing damage then. Chubbs leads by 1.6 seconds already. He's had a dream start. Brutus Beers up 4 places, but Nexus Cat's up 8. That's an incredible start from the Haas. Got his run round turn 1 absolutely perfect, and makes up 8 places. Outstanding stuff. Michael Red's the big lose. He's down to 9th place, battling with Matman. He's down to 9th place. It's not a good start from Michael Red. Didn't get a great start. Got swamped into turn 1. Now I'm just trying to find his position. Further back there, battling. That's the other Williams of Alex Pixie, battling with Linus Eakin. Pixie up the inside. He's up 5 places. So he had a really good start as well, having crashed out in qualifying. Oh, who's that? Oh, is Michael back? Oh, Michael's in the pits as well, so Michael had damage as well. Oh, big shame for Michael after that great qualifying effort. And Ferrari man into the pits. Well, Chris is in as well, so he's had some dramas. Barcelona making it back as well. So 3 very quick drivers in trouble early on. Wing change for Michael. Yeah, he got contact. Wing change for Evo Chris, and Barcelona we know about. So they're going to be hoping for a safety car now to bring them back into contention then, but up front, leading by 3 seconds now. Captain Chubbs is absolutely flying. Time's up then. Brutus Beer holding on to second, but 3 seconds in arrears already, and has got Oxox hot on his heels. Of course, no DRS until next time around. Bringing out Scuba Steve then has got up to P4, so Nexus Cats has lost one of those places then. Red Bull man up 1 position into 4th. Spread out, and Aaron Trucker's had a good start as well. He's now starting to look at Cats. A little bit, gap back to Dan Morris then. He's in P7. Catamies and Matman are resuming this rivalry. Cats has already got himself a track limits warning. Penalty. Cat on those hard tyres, and they're going to start yellow flag sector 2. Who is that? I think that might be Michael. And a spin at the hairpin. Even Chris going through, he has indeed. So Michael then try and get back at the speed, and has had a half spin at the hairpin. Cat doing his very well. Matman going for a move into the penultimate corner. Oh, they've touched, and Matman going half around as he Cat's off the track as well. Bossman takes full advantage, through he goes. You can see Matt trying to set that one up. It was a bold move. And into the pits because the McLaren is heading up to the first turn. Cal's brought the inside of Cat now as well. Oh, Matt's sped in the pit lane as well to compare. Oh, Alex Pixie's got damage as well. Oxox has now got a penalty as well then. So, penalties already running on lap 3, and already 2 drivers have track limit penalties. Dramas as well. Matt man going for a bold move on Cat though. We saw him setting it up there. He had obviously on the soft tyre, Cat on the hard. He had the grip. Went for a move down the inside of the penultimate corner, and it just seems that they met at the apex, and the collection of incidents between those two grows another chapter, unfortunately. Barcelona and Matman have come up together. That's on his way, so both Williams in strife then, the Constructors' Championship leaders. Up front, meanwhile, Captain Chubbs is 4.7 seconds ahead now as he's changing places there. It is Dan and Cats, so Cats now just starting to go backwards a little bit. Into flag sector 2. Oh, it's Matman. He's spun at the S's. Fortunately for him. Back going again. Oh dear me, Dan Morris having a snapper's oversteer as he tries to get the power down out of the left-hander. He's slightly off camber. I think it's a positive camber though, but it sucks you into the apex. But getting very screwily there as he tries to get the power down. John Kausper now with a penalty as well, so that's already 3 track limits penalty. Kausper's had a good start as well, up from the back of the grid. He's now 9th. Race leader Chubbs 5.5 seconds away now. I'm not going to say anything. Oh, I've already said it, haven't I? So it's probably too late. So I'm going to leave him alone. Scuba Steve then. So call the battle pack. So Chubbs leading by 5.6 seconds. Brutus Beer has got Oxox hot on his heels. Yellow flag further back. Who is that? What's next is Cats. Oh, so all that hard work he's done in the early part of the race has been undone. Slipping down to 13th as he gets going again. We've got a couple of battling pairs, Oxox and Brutus, on each other, and Scuba Steve and Aaron, so both the Alfa Romeos on the attack. And then we've got Dan Bossman Kalsper all together as well. Katamise has got Lena Zeeken for company. Change for P2 then on the back straight. Ox with the DRS, through he goes. However, British Bears is going to try to switch back. So Ox went a little bit deep. Now, the good thing about this series of corners is it does allow for slightly different lines, so we can try to get a bit of side-by-side action. Is Brutus going to go for a move? No, thinks better of it. Wait for another opportunity, then sit on the back of the Alfa Romeo. Then can the Alfa Romeo pull him back onto the Ferrari, because the lead is now 6.5 seconds. Chubbs is absolutely flying in the early part of this race. Bearing in mind his nearest rival also has a 3-second track limit penalty. That lead is technically nearly 10 seconds. Although Brutus obviously not in pursuit. Is anybody making a move? Bossman's fancying one, and Kalsper. I think Kalsper's just gone past him. Kalsper thinking of about a move on Dan, however, down the inside of turn 1. DRS. Dan squeezed him a little bit, but Kalsper gets the move done. Through he goes. Bossman's also trying to get involved as well. They come downhill, these three battling hard. Katz is in the pit then, so he's got some damage from that spin, unfortunately. And Bossman in the dirt, yeah, really hurt him there. Just got a little bit deep into the S's. And then Zeke and Katz and Tom has now joined this battle as well. So, some good battling going on. And what's going on further back to Simon. He's in a bit of no man's land at the minute. As is Zero Tau, who's got himself a track limits penalty as we go on board. And the first of the covering drivers at Evo Chris up to 14th, and he's now 2.2 seconds ahead of Michael and Barcelona. So the three drivers who pitted on lap 1, 14th, 15th and 16th then. And Alex next is Katz, who's just come back out the pits, and that man just behind him. Change for P2, Brutus retakes P2 from Ox as Aaron Trucker makes the move on Scuba Steve as well. Yellow flag, oh, Mattman again in the S's. The S's are really tricky. The back end of the car just starts getting a little bit loose. It can happen. I can pay testament to that. That happened to me many times. Say you're in my company. I'm not going to say good company. It's my company. So what else was that? A cat out the window? Is that my cat out the window? My cat out the window. Oh, Kalsper's gone. Out the corner, safety car. And the one person who did not want to see that is Captain Chubbs. Safety car deployed then on lap 6. And it's Kalsper's McLaren that's brought it out. He's spun out the penultimate corner, probably gone into the wall on the inside. And Captain Chubbs can make a free pit stop. He can probably make his pit stop here. But he's going to be cursing that because he had a huge lead. So it definitely plays into his hands in terms of making his pit stop. Into the pits is coming Evo Chris, so he's going to get on some fresh tyres immediately. Take full advantage while he can. Good news release for Kalsper's teammate because he will now catch the back of the pack again. But look at that lead. Look at that lead. There's Chubbs. You can't even see P2 in the background. They see that's how big a lead he had. So Chubbs has been absolutely lightning in these first 6 laps. But to no avail. The gaps will all close up then, so the field will be back on him. The question is it in his pit window? Now you'd imagine you take the pit stop because why wouldn't you? But can he get if he does pit? Does he go for the mediums? And can the mediums get to the end? Or does he go for the hards? Which we know will definitely get to the end. So here he comes around. He's peeling off. Yes, he is. And he comes. Now Brutus should go through because of Brutus on the medium, unless he's got to go to the hard tyre. Let's see what Brutus Beer does here. He's going to go around. Oxford's going to dive in, obviously. Aaron's forced to stay out. Now, I would have pitted there if I was him, because there is a sizable gap back. He would have been held for a couple of seconds, but an interesting call. Oxford's seen Dan in, despite being on the medium tyres. Bossman's in, then Azekin's in. Townsend as well. Some of them will stay out then. So Brutus takes over the lead of the race. And Truck is now second. Scuba Steve up to third. Chubbs has gone on to the medium tyre then. Katami's through to 5th. Now, the good news for Chubbs is that he's got a couple of drivers in between himself and Ox. He was also pitted and is now on the same tyre, so... Speaking of cats, my two are about to have a fight on the windowsill. Good times. So, safety car deployed. It's the Mercedes safety car this week. Bruce is now in the pack. That is Mercy. Mattman's gone onto the hard tyres, interestingly. He has served his drive-through at least, so he's now penalty-free again. And he can catch the back of the pack and he can go to the end. So if anybody ahead of him feels the need to pit again, I'm looking at Dan, I'm looking at Zero Tau, I'm looking at Alex Pixie, I'm looking at Nexus Cats. And obviously Brutus, Aaron, Scuba Steve, Cat, Tom. They all have not yet pitted, so they will need to stop again. Half the way around the lap at the minute, so he's at the hairpin on the back straight. The safety car bringing them round to the final corner, so we should have one more lap behind the safety car. Hopefully Matt should be back with the pack. Time we get around again. It's quite a long lap here. First corner we go then, running order then. Under the safety car on lap 8 is Brutus Beer, is your race leader with Aaron Trucker directly behind him, P2, as the cat fight begins. Scuba Steve, P3, Chubbs then, pole sitter, early race leader. Having made his pit stop, he's now P4. We've got Catamese up into P5, EVG Tom, now P6, Oxox is P7, Bossman P8, Dan Morris P9, but on soft tyre. So he's definitely going to have to stop again. He's going to be very quick at this restart, so watch out for him making some moves. Michael Vienna's recovered to P10. Barcelona now 11th. Sioni is 12th. Lenazikan 13th. Zero Tau's 14th. Alex Pixie's 15th. Eva Chris is 16th, but he has stopped again. Under the safety car, Eamon Nexus Cats are just rejoining the train now. Mattman's at turn 1. He is P18. Tyre situation. Brutus Beer on the medium tyres he started on. Aaron Trucker's on the soft tyres he started on. Scuba Steve's on the medium tyres he started on. Captain Chubbs is now on fresh medium tyres. He has done his mandatory stop. Catamese is P5 on the hard tyre. He is yet to make his stop. EBG Tom is on the medium tyres. He is yet to stop. Oxox P7, he is on the medium tyres. They are fresh, as are Bossman's in P8. Dan is on a fresh soft tyre in P9. Michael Vienna has pitted after that opening lap drama. He is P10. Medium tyres, as is Barcelona. Sioni's on the hard tyre. He made his pit stop now, as is Linda Zekin in P13. Zero Tau's on fresh soft tyres, so he will need to stop again because they're not going to get him to the end, unfortunately. Alex Pixie's P15. He's on soft tyres as well. Eva Chris is on fresh medium tyres, so he might be able to go to the end from there. So he's going to bank in on that. Katz is on the soft tyres, so he's going to have to pit again. P16. Now Mattman just about to rejoin the train. Means we should hopefully be resuming racing this time around. No, we're going around again. Mattman now on the pack, so this then should be the final lap then. What have we got coming on FTRL this week? Well, we've got round 2 of our exhibition series on GT7. It is the high speed ring in the GT3s this week, so there may be some POV streams for that coming up. Please keep your peepers peeped. Hopefully lobby conditions improving, and I hope they'll be good to go with some GT7 racing very, very soon. I'm excited to get going. That one, it's been a long break now since GT Sport finished, but the lobby's just not ideal. It's very frustrating. They've not been able to carry over the lobbies in the same format they were on the end of GT Sports. But there's no qualifying, which is just mad. You can't change settings again, just madness. But there you go. There we go. Right, and so cars behind the safety car. Yes, keep your eyes peeled. And yeah, that's about it then. 2 more rounds of Div 2 to go. We've got Japan next week. which will form our second sprint qualified. And then the final of the season coming from Austria in 2 weeks' time. So will this man be crowned champion once again? Or will this man be taking his first FTRL crown? Big gap between them and this one. That's not out of the question that if all goes wrong, Evil Chris, second, third in the championship, he could still play a part. We need a couple of retirements, I feel. Brutus has been very solid this year with his safety car in this lap then, so we are about to resume racing. We'll be on lap 10 then, so there will be 19 laps to go. Cars coming around the final sector then. Brutus letting the safety car pull away. He will then take over, dictating the pace. And will he pull the trigger? The safety car restart's going to be critical for his race because he needs to pull a gap because he is not yet pitted. A number of drivers behind him who have. How durable are those medium tyres going to be? He's going to probably want to get to the soft tyre at some point later on because the soft tyre right here is very, very good. Pulls the trigger, away he goes. And racing has resumed. We go green again on the attack already. Captain Chubbs out of the final corner has had a good run. He's attacking Scuba Steve up the start finish straight. Into turn one, he's got the inside line. Can Scuba Steve fight it around the outside, or is he going to... No, he's going to let him have it, so Chubbs up to third immediately. Good restart from the Ferrari man. He lost that huge lead he had. Further back, Alex Pick's gone past 0 Tau. Dan Morris going past Bossman. Down on his toes on those soft tyres. I expected him to be racing at the restart. Let's keep an eye on the Mercedes man then. Let's see how he gets on. Chubbs on the attack as well though. Fresh medium tyres on that Ferrari. He was head and shoulders above everybody in that first segment of the race. Let's see if he can get the magnets on the Ferrari. We'll go back to Dan Morris as well. He is in the middle of that group somewhere. He's on the back. Oh, he's in the back of that Ox then. That's a flash down the back straight then. And pop to the inside of Ox is going for a move on EVG Tom. In the braking zone. Through goes the Alfa Romeo man. Fresh tyres as well. Don't forget. Good move for him. He's up to 6th place then. Now onto the back of Catabes now. These two have a bit of a history as well. I think everybody's got a bit of history with Catabes though. Guard of honour. I've had an incident with Catabes, I've had one. Oh, catch another penalty for track limits. Who was that? Tom's having a bit of a snap there, it looked like. And again, maybe just the car, they're just so aggressive out the corner there. Just pushing hard then. Can he get a move on Aaron? He's closing into turn one. Is he going to pop to the inside? He is. He's going to be there on the brakes. He is. Here he goes. Aaron's going to fight back around the outside. On old hot soft tyres, you think that's not really his battle. And he sees position, Chubbs up to P2. Good driving there from those two. Into the pits from 0 Tau. I think he's picked up some damage. Oh, Dan's got a track limits penalty now as well. P2 is cleared of EG Tom though. So he's got the move done. And Zeke now with a penalty as well. They're coming thick and fast suddenly. This is a very easy track. 4 track limits. We'll get a flag further back. Who is that? It is Nexus Katz has gone around in the S's this time. Bossman and Michael Vien side by side. Michael around the outside of Bossman and up to P9 he goes. Good move there from the Ferrari. And now here comes Barcelona attacking the Red Bull as well. The Red Bull's going to get in the slipstream of the Ferrari. Going to try and come back at him. Michael covers the inside line. Bossman's going to have to go the long way. Barcelona's got nowhere to go. Bossman late on the brakes though. Around the outside, Michael gives him a squeeze off the corner. And Bossman might get back up the inside. No, Michael's got the move done. Ox and Catabes side by side. Meanwhile, Cat hanging on around the outside. Ox down the inside, banging wheels. Cat's then got the inside for the multi-apex right-hander. Slots back in ahead. Dan Morris is now buying into this battle as well. Ox has got up the inside because Cat's drifted a little bit wide. Cat's come back at him though. And continues to hang on then. Up front, Brutus still leads. DRS has been re-enabled then, but they will not get it down the start finish straight then. Is Chubbs close enough for a move this time? The answer is not this time, no. And we get a flag further back. It's 0 Tau. Oh, Katz has gone at the penultimate corner. And safety car again. Just as Ox gets the move done on Katz. Oh, does he? Oh, boys, the safety car's out. Stop racing. So safety car deployed. Same place then it looked like. Oh, there, yeah, there's the wreckage of the Katz in the middle of the track. With it then comes 0 Tau. So Katz is our second retirement. Again, a victim of that corner. I don't know if he's got on the curb on the outside and just dropped the back and hit the wall on the inside. Safety car deployed for the second time then. The gaps hadn't really opened up then, so it just kind of brings the field back together again, but they hadn't really strung out. But now, do any of the drivers who have not yet pitted take this opportunity to pit? I'm looking at Aaron Trucker primarily, maybe Dan, Alex Pixie as well. I imagine those will, at least two of those guys will stop. Aaron, I think, has to stop here. Again, it's a free pit stop. He will drop further back. Obviously, a lot of drivers around him have pitted. Some haven't, though, but they're on the medium tyre, so they'll go a little bit deeper. For this one, like Barcelona. Michael, look at maybe pitting for fresh tyres again. Get them to the end. Brutus Beer, what's he going to do? I think he's going to come around again, isn't he? Aaron's going to peel off this time, so in goes him. Scuba Steve's following him as well, by the look of it. Here comes Cat. Getting off of the hard tyre, will probably go for the mediums. EVG Tom's in as well. Also in is Alex Pixie. Yep, Alex is in as expected. That has carried on then. So now what that has done is put Chubbs and Ox together on track. That's not what Chubbs wanted, I'm sure. Now he had a healthy lead over Ox, who was battling Brutus in the first stint. And he's only top three again. Brutus still to pit though. That man's back in the pits for some medium tyres. So the order shuffles again. Running order then behind the safety car on lap 13. Our second safety car following our second retirement. Brutus Beer is your race leader. Chubbs is second. Ox is third. Dan Morris P4. Bossman is P5. Barcelona finds himself back up into P6. Michael back up to P7. Both of those guys had dramas on the opening lap. Sioni's P8. Lenazika P9. Evil Chris is back up to P10. He also had dramas on the opening lap. I think that's the highest he's been actually so far. And Joko having just pitted. He's now P11. Scuba Steve is P12. Back on the soft tyre, interestingly. Now, that's going to be a big ask to get those soft tyres to the end, depending on how long the safety car is out for. Now, 0 Tau is the furthest back, so I imagine there'll be one more lap of safety car, based on where they are. So, Katamis is 13th. He's now on the medium tyre, so he's pitted. If he just homs down the soft tyre, interestingly, another one who's going long on that soft tyre, is that going to get him to the end? We shall see. Alex Pixie's on medium tyres. He's 15th. Batman on medium tyres. He's now 16th. He's 0 Tau on the back straight. His way back up to the back of the pack. He's 17th. Yeah, one more lap behind the safety car at least. I think 0 Tau should be with them by the early part of next lap, so we should be resume racing on lap 15. Hit half distance. Into the pits, meanwhile, has come Evil Chris and Lina Zekin on this lap, strangely enough. So Chris is going on for fresh mediums. That's Lina Zekin, so why not get some fresh tyres on? I'll get him to the end. Just Cooper Steve and EVG Tom. A long way to take those soft tyres. 14 laps. So we've just seen Aaron do 11 laps on a full tank. So maybe on a lower fuel load they might get to the end. We shall see. It reminds me of my first podium was at this circuit, in fact in season 10. And I was running fourth after various crashes and whatnot for other people. I had a couple of dramas myself, but managed to bolt on some soft tyres towards the end of the race after a wing change, and was chasing down Junkie Sports, who was in third, and I was catching him hand over fist, taking good second and a half out of him a lap. I think I was coming down, and it got down to about 4 seconds, and then it just stagnated. I think my tyres just ran out of life about 3 laps from the end. I was so gutted that I was agonisingly close, and then very similar to what Calsper and Nexus catched on the race lead at the time. One Nexus Jamie Morris out of the puddle corner into the wall, retired, gifted the victory to Nexus Lotus. Junkie Sport got a P2 and I got a P3. So yeah, there we go. So I'm a big fan of the circuit, despite the death-defying S's section, which is a bit of a killer. Safety got in this lap then, so the pack is back together. Brutus Beer once again dictate the pace. Now, don't hit each other, boys. Don't want anybody getting penalties here. Down in Oxox overlapping there as the bunching begins. Can't making his way around then. Brutus had a good restart last time, but Chubbs had an even better one. They got the move done on Scuba Steve into turn 1. He's going to be wanting to get on with this quickly, because he'd ideally like to put a car back between himself and Oxox. When does Brutus pull the trigger? The answer is right now. In Sioni's coming into the pits. I think he's picked up some damage somewhere on that lap. For him, or he's getting off the hard tyre. So away we go. Brutus then getting a decent restart. Chubbs, Ox and Dan going with him. And into turn 1, who's that further back? Was that Michael? Ooh, Boss Man's thinking about a move. He's up the inside of Aaron. Aaron then go around the outside of him. Oh, Steve's wide. And Aaron still side by side. And slot back in again. Aaron crossing over. But Bruce has got a good restart there, pulled back a little bit of a gap. Go on, Pagoon. Chad doing his warm-ups, please. Further back, Skipper Steve and Aaron changing places, then Skipper Steve getting the move done this time. I guess a penalty for his trouble, though. EVG Tom looking at Catamise. No way through. Thinks about it, though. Gets a good drive out of the hairpin. It'll all be done by slipstream, though. Dan Morris, I think, is making a move on Oxox here. He's right at the wheel tracks. He's to the inside. He's through. Got a terrible camera angle. Yeah, he's got the move done then in the braking zone. And so those soft tyres switching on. There he goes. Ox thinks about move back, but not close enough. Captain Chubbs now attacking Brutus for the lead again. Brutus on 14-lap old medium tyres, has not yet pitted. Captain Chubbs on 7-lap old mediums, he has pitted. Should be good to the end. Oh, Oxox with a second penalty. That's 2 penalties now. That's going to be good news for Captain Chubbs. Brutus spamming on tyres, doing a really good job so far. Keeping a nice gap. Ooh, Boss having a twitch at the final corner. He's really coming to this one now as well. Picked his way through with the penalties as Scuba Steve goes past Michael Vien on the run up to turn 1. The soft tyres very much in the window. Bossman with a penalty though, having just given him some praise. I do apologise. Curse of the commentator strikes once again. His team is the man on the move though, on the back of Barcelona now. Brutus really needs a bit of elongated running here, doesn't he? Stretch the field out. Finds up a gap. And Zekins, there were towel penalties, 2 in a row there through the S's. No DRS on this lap, it will be next time around it's reactivated. Back from Chubbs, there's the Mercedes. Down in the background. And there's Chubbs going for a move on the outside of Brutus Beer at the back at the end of the back straight. He is. Brutus, cut back over the touch, just about get away with it. Barcelona Bossman side by side. Barcelona up the inside. Oh, the touch is sideways. Bossman runs wide. The side by side still. Barcelona's got a championship to think about here. He doesn't need to be getting involved in these silly battles that might go. Oh, more contact. Smoke flying off the tyre. Skewer Steve's trying to buy into this around the outside. Both Red Bulls around the outside of the Williams. Yellow flag further back. It's Matman has had a spin coming out of one of the slow corners. Barcelona, they're getting his elbows out. So was Bossman. So was Scuba Steve as well. On the run up to turn one then, Brutus covers the inside, Chubbs with a late move to the inside, goes for the lead and takes it. Brutus comes back at him. Chubbs has a big cut that first corner, that might have been a warning. Scuba Steve has passed his teammate for P5. Meanwhile, Red Bull's on the attack. Luigi Tom now with a penalty as well. Up front, Chubbs needs to look at that little black and white flag about the drivers around him. He hasn't got one. The driver behind him. Let's have a look at the penalty situation, shall we? 3 seconds for Dan. That's another one for Ox. Ox has now got 9 seconds, so that is the big one that he needs to worry about, because I don't think Dan can get to the end of those tyres. Ox has just gone up the inside. Well, I thought he had. Where's he gone? He's had a moment, I think, and he's lost out to Scuba Steve. As Chubbs there with the DRS gets the lead back, and the Ferrari man hits the front once again. Scuba Steve, the man on the move. Dropping Katami, Chenya places further back. Katami's coming back at him. Gives him a squeeze, and Alex Pixie now buying into this as well. Bowers at play. Michael and EVG Tom battling as EVG Tom through. Again, he's on fresh soft tyres, so it's not really Michael's battle. He's now attacking Barcelona, who slipped back a little bit. What was that? I thought I saw somebody going off there, but no, it was all in my mind. Chubbs now getting the hammer down once again, trying to pull away. Still in DRS range at the moment, but his lead comfortable into turn one, not under any threat. Tom now the man on the attack. Look at this battle pack here. You've got Bossman, Barcelona, EVG Tom, Michael, Kat, Aaron, Alex, Evil Chris, all in a train as they come through the S's. They're all in a big DRS train. There's a little bit of a gap then to the front. So the front 3, 4 have broken away. The Ox is just on the cusp of DRS at the minute. Has he got any damage from that contact? His wing is intact, but it's just a dirty air now. Critically, does Brutus have DRS here? He does. Chubbs has gone defensive very early. Look, he's got, well, I say defensive, he's trying to break the slipstream. He's out of the 1 second bracket. Meanwhile, Dan and Scuba Steve both on soft tyres. Scuba Steve has the inside though. Dan's giving him a squeeze. Ooh, Scuba Steve's gone in a little bit hot there. Almost clipped Brutus, gets it stopped though. Dan switches back. He's then got the outside for the next corner. Scuba Steve's got the inside, now trying to get the traction off his tyres, but Dan's going to try and hang on there. He'll have the inside then for the left-handers. Scuba Steve trying to run on the outside. Dan squeezes him off. And position L, good ballet between those two. Respectful, but firm. As Chubbs then starting to eat that lead over a second again. A yellow flag further back. It's Matman and he's gone. And the safety car is out. Into the pits comes Brutus Beer. Into the pits comes Ox. A lot of drivers in for the pits here. The one person who did not need that, because he's going to get the safety car immediately, is Chubbs. Oh, that is not what Chubbs wanted. He did not want the safety car to come out and catch him, because the drivers directly or behind him have all pitted there. So Brutus, Ox, Barcelona, Michael, Kat, Aaron, EVG Tom, Alex Pixie, Lina Zekin and Zero Tau all in immediately. I think Brutus saw that happening, dived straight for the pit lane. Ox did as well. It was a good call because the safety car was called. Matman crashed around about here. This is a very tricky circuit. The undulations, getting the car go light, you can very easily lose the back around here. So unfortunately that seems to have caught Matman out. Look at all those drivers on fresh soft tyres. Now, Chubbs has got a few cars between himself and those guys on the soft tyres. So you've got Dan, Scuba Steve, Bossman and Evil Chris. Now Evil Chris is on fairly new medium tyres. He's only on 4 laps on them, so he should still be racing. This race really come to him very nicely, in fact. Now Bossman and Chubbs are both on 11 lap old mediums, so there should be plenty of life in them. Good evening, Mr. Duffchip. Hope you're well. Hope work hasn't been a horrendous slog. Plenty of drama in this one. And behind the third safety car of the evening. 3 separate accidents. Captain Chubbs leading the race. But he has, well, now what do Dan and Scuba Steve do here? Because they're on, well, Dan especially, on 11 lap old soft tyres. They are probably going to be past their best now. So he missed his window because he obviously was passing the pit lane as the safety car was called. So he couldn't dive in. It was... Well, is Dan going to peel off here? You'd imagine he would do. Chubbs thinks about it. Dan does. What about Bossman? Scuba Steve stays out. Scuba Steve's got 5 laps on his tyres. See, I know exactly what you're saying, Dave. Unfortunately, my worry is that he obviously the way the safety car came out, he was just past the pit entrance. So as the accident happened, a couple of drivers saw what was happening. Brutus, I think, peeled off immediately. He was literally just behind him. Literally, Chubbs was the only driver who couldn't have dived for the pits. Brutus, maybe he could have done, but it would have been a very, very late call. So Brutus Beer then is the highest placed runner who has just stopped. He's now 5th. Ox is 6th. Barcelona is 7th. This race has really come back to him. Michael Bien's back in the mix now with 8th. Katamy's 9th. EVG Tom is 10th, but with a penalty. Alex Pixie's 11th. With a penalty, Aaron is 12th. Sioni is 13th. Zero Tau 14th. And the 2 Mercedes, Dan, who just bailed out for fresh tyres, and then Azekan both just pitted on the back of the pack. So we should hopefully be able to go racing at the end of this lap then. Everybody back in a line. Unlucky Matman. I'm very much in that camp. But I've jinxed him before. Oh, maybe that was Alex. It was Alex that was jinxed, wasn't it? He's Let's look at the penalty situation again then. So Scuba Steve and Bossman, who was 2nd and 3rd, both have 3 seconds. Oxo is 6th and was the biggest danger to Chubbs. He has 9. They've got in this lap. EVG Tom and Alex Pixie have 3. Zero Tower 6. Dan Morris has 3, and then Azekan has 6 as well. So Chubbs needs a very good restart now. Scuba Steve should still be racy at this restart here. On those tyres, 6 laps old. But still should be some life in them. Now, whether or not he can get to the end on those tyres, that will be... Let's see, we've got what? We're going to have 8 laps to go. So that will be 30... What are we looking at? 14 laps on a set of soft tyres. They're going to be on the cusp at the end of the race for Scuba Steve. He might just make it, because Aaron did 11 laps earlier on. That included some safety car running. Chubbs has pulled the trigger. Away he goes. There's a good restart. He's got a very nice jump there. Very nice jump. Evil Chris on the attack. Meanwhile, Bossman out of the final corner. He's had a really good restart. Here goes Brutus as well. Evil Chris up the inside. Is Brutus going to make it a double? He switches back to the outside. Interestingly, Evil Chris down the inside. Bossman's going to try and hang it around the outside though. Keep the momentum off the corner. Evil Chris is going side by side down the hill, but Evil Chris has got the traction around. He goes. Here goes Brutus Beer. Sweeps around the outside as well. They're 2 wide into the S's. That's brave, boys. Yellow flag. Oh, Michael Vienne's gone around. And, Bossman's lost 3 places. Big lap 4. Barcelona gets through as well. Or has he lagged out? Has Bossman lagged out? I think he might have done. I don't know. That's not what we wanted to see. Bossman's on a really good run as well. Right, 1 second. I might need to quickly ping him an invite. And the important thing, the lead building for the front 2. Scuba Steve going with Chubbs. There's 2 seconds between Brutus Beer, Ox and Evil Chris are going wheel to wheel. Meanwhile, Evil Chris on the inside, Ox around the outside on the soft tyre. He's going to have the traction. He's got the inside then for the next couple of corners. Barcelona Casaby's wheel to wheel. Cat down the inside. The evening Matman. Unlucky, mate. Unlucky. And this is a very, very tricky track. Cat and Barcelona coming together. Cat is off the track. Very wide indeed, comes back on. EVG Tom on the inside of him as he arrives. For the lead. Scuba Steve to the outside. Scuba Steve's going to want a good result. This is his home Grand Prix. Oh dear, unlucky mate. Switch back and for the lead. Red Bull hits the front. Now, can Scuba Steve get to the end? He's hit the front. Can he get away? Can he bring Chubbs with him? Chubbs is going to need that red ball and to try and use the DRS. Try and drag himself along. Because Brutus Beery is right there now. Evil Chris, meanwhile, Barcelona's gone past Evil Chris. Cat has got back ahead of Evil Tom. Alex now and Chucker there as well. Dan Morris is in the pits, unfortunately, so Dan's had a drama somewhere. Down the back straight we go. Brutus pops to the inside, not close enough for a move though. Front four just making a little bit of a gap. Barcelona trying to get back on terms with them. No DRS this time around, of course. He's back within that second bracket now, so we've got a train all the way down to P10, the top 10, all in a DRS train at the moment then. Brutus all over the back of Chubbs, Ox all over the back of Brutus. Oh, Chubbs, this race just feels like it's got away from him here. Because of just when that safety car came out. He's still in the mix though. Are those soft tyres going to last? You'd imagine that Ox's and Brutus's will are Scuba Steve's. Look at Brutus's run off the final corner. Ox has switched to the inside as well. They're going to go 3 wide here up towards turn 1. Chubbs come for the squeeze. He's got 2 cars on his inside. This might not end well. Oh, Brutus is going to get sandwiched. Oh, Ox up the inside as well. Brutus almost comes out the worst of that. Here's Barcelona on the scene now as well. Ox sweeps around the outside of Chubbs into P2. As Brutus got away without any damage to his wing, more importantly. He's now got his tyre rubber right behind him. Barcelona, who had drama on lap 1, he got wing damage at turn 1 on lap 1. But the safety cars have brought him back into the mix of Michael Van with a penalty for track limits, unfortunately. Again, it's just not been his race after qualifying on the front row. Barcelona going a little bit deep there into turn 1 to the hairpin. Who's that going side by side? That is EVG Tom and Katowice again. Further back, meanwhile. They're still side by side. Everybody's got DRS down the back straight then. Ox closing on Scuba Steve. Cat around the outside of Tom. Tom's going to give him the hip and shoulder off the track. Penalty for Dan. I think Cat got one in there as well. They're still side by side, these two. Battling hard. Oh, there's contact on the grass. Cat spinning across the track. Almost collected the leaders. Brutus trying to go around the outside of Chubbs now. He's got the inside now. Barcelona trying to buy into this as well. Yellow flag further back. Didn't see who that was. Well, Chubbs has just not got the tyre to defend with or attack with. Ox for the lead. Meanwhile, EVGT's gone and the safety car again. Where has Tom crashed? Oh, he's in the pits, I think. I'm pretty sure he's retired in the pit lane there, so I don't know why the safety car's out. Alex Pixie's got some damage in all that, so not quite sure what's brought that safety car out, because Tom, I think, is retired in the pit lane. Now, Scuba Steve, you feel at this stage he's just got to stick it out for track position, surely. Oh, Michael Vien's now got a... What? Oh, Michael Vien got a penalty there. Oh no, Michael's got a... Not again, Michael. Don't do what happened again, because I remember Michael getting a double drive-through penalty at Spain. Was it this season? I think it was this season. Yeah, I think Michael's race is about to end. Now 2 drive-through penalties. Yeah, there we go. And unfortunately, Michael's race is over. Ferrari man calls it a night. Unlucky once again, just had the worst luck this season. He's having, I've seen people have a lot of bad luck. Michael this season is just collecting all of it, and it is just grossly unfair because he's a very quick boy. He's a very nice bloke as well, and I think it's grossly unfair that the game is treating him this way, so stop it. Ox fakes a pit entrance, doesn't do it. Brutus goes through. Oh, Chubbs. One that got away definitely for the Ferrari man. These safety cars have definitely just hampered his race. Had a 10-second lead at the end of the first inning. The first safety car was called when Kalsper, his friend, crashed out at the penultimate corner. I'm going to be cursing him for that. got back to the front, was in a strong position until Matman's retirement. And then he just didn't have time to react to dive into the pits for fresh tyres. A number of drivers behind him did, namely Ox, Brutus, Barcelona. They are now all ahead of him. So is Scuba Steve, who's on slightly older soft tyres now. So definitely helping his tyre wear. Is he going to be able to get to the end now? We're on lap 25 or 28, so imagine we're going to go racing fairly quickly. I'm just coming out of the final corner. So I think he should catch him this lap. Dan's on the back straight, so we might have one more lap behind the safety car, which means we will have a 2-lap sprint for the flag. Now we might get a late call. Just wait and see. We're going to do one more lap behind the safety car then. So bear in mind they're getting his miles in today. Have a 2-lap sprint to the flag then. So Ox, 9 seconds of penalty to Brutus, Beer and Barcelona currently on target to take 1-2. Oh, Chubbs has got a penalty as well. Didn't see that. When did that come from? After compound Chubbs' misery, he's got a penalty as well. Oh, a shame. He was so quick. I mean, his qualifying, that was outstanding. His first stint as well. The fact that he built that 10-second lead over Brutus was just ridiculous. And had the safety car not have made as many appearances as it had to, I think his race would be a fairly comfortable victory. But as it stands, well, not even make the podium in this one at the moment. Let's see what this 2-lap sprint to the flag will bring us. Ox leads on track, but 9 seconds of penalties, 3 or 4 track limits, unfortunately. So it's probably going to rule him out of contention for a win or a podium. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers with no penalties. They are Brutus, Barcelona, Evil Chris, Aaron, and Sione. So Sione could jump up the order quite nicely here. Safety car in this lap, as expected. So we are about to resume racing. We're going to have a 2-lap sprint finish in this one then. Scuba Steve's going to want to get it on track. Bossman's back in his car. Thank God for that, finally. So unlucky. He's having a really good race. He was up in P5 at one point. Just the last safety car ended and probably ghosted out. This damn game. I think his PlayStation turned off the other week, so... we'll just blame the game there, because it's usually the game. And if it wasn't the game quite locking him out, he'd probably overheat his PlayStation because it tends to do that as well. Oxos then will lead us round, dictating the pace now. Safety car has made it back to pit lane. So Ox now waits for his moment to pull the trigger. He's gone now. There he goes. Good restart then from him. Scusi has gone with him. Bruce had a good start. Barcelona's on his toe, on his heel slightly. Oxos has got a really good launch out that final corner though. Those fresher tyres just inching him away. Further back in the pack, who is that going side by side? That is Katowice and Aaron into turn 1. Oh, Katowice has gone really hard there. Into Evil Chris, into turn 1. I'm putting a lot of turn 1. Their way through though, Evil Chris shuts the door very firmly in his face, but Aaron loses out. The FTRL's very own Scud missile. And they're trying to come back at him. Scuba Steve now second back already, so I think his tyres are probably just past their best. Not quite able to hang with. Who's that? That is on the Alex Pixie, changing places. Down the inside. Penultimate lap of the race then. Oh, sneaking their way down the back straight. There's going to be no DRS then, so it's all going to have to be organic overtakes between now and the end of the race. Gatamis has made the move on Evil Chris at the end of the back straight then. Chris should come back at him around the outside, but Cat shuts the door. No soft tyres. Just been really hot there. Around the back of Chubbs, who's just not got the tyres. Unfortunately, 19 lap old medium tyres. Just got away from it. Ox then just edging away at the front, leaving Scuba Steve to fight off Brutus. Brutus now on the attack of Scuba Steve on the run up towards turn 1 to the inside. We start the final lap of the race then. Ox leads. Brutus going for second. Gets the move done. Scuba Steve, I think, knows that's not his battle. He hasn't got the tyres to hold him off with, really. He'll try and cling on, try and get a move down the back straight, perhaps. Cat on the attack of Chubbs. Meanwhile, to head into the S's for the final time. Yellow flag sector 1. Who is that? That is Bossman's got around. So got back into his car. Unfortunately, he's done a pirouette on the final lap. And he's going again. Barcelona then trying to get these out of Scuba Steve. He's just got so much more grip as well. Down the inside he goes. Scuba Steve then try and line it off the corner. Managed to pull a nice gap there, so looking back at the Haas. Chris then trying to get back into contention here. He's got no penalties, so he should jump up here. Potentially a podium if he can stay close enough. It's trying to close on Brutus Beer, but Brutus is going to edge away in the championship standings once again. And maybe not going to take the victory outright with his penalties. Ooh, almost drops it on the bar for the penultimate corner. But out of the final corner, Ox is going to win this one on track. He crosses the line first. Great job from him. Brutus Beer, though, will win the race. Barcelona will be second. Who gets third? See what Chris, he does get to the podium. Aaron gets fourth. Scuba Steve fifth. Chubbs ends up sixth. He only gets seventh. Ox ends up 8th, Alex Pixie's 9th, Dan ends up in the top 10 in 10th, and Zeke gets 11th. Gatamis ending up P12 with penalties. Zero Tau crosses the line 13th for him. And Bossman then the final finisher. Big shame that he lagged out when he did. Some wing damage as well to compound his misery. Out of the final corner he comes. And it's P14 for the Red Bull man. And that was a very, very exciting USA Grand Prix. Congratulations to Brutus, Barcelona and Evil Chris on the podium. Top 3 of the championship end up the top 3 on the podium. Evil Chris as well from the back of the grid as well, remember, because he crashed out in qualifying before even getting a time on the board. Coming through from dead last to P3, but Brutus Beer extends his championship lead then. With a victory there. That call is stayed out on those medium tyres he started on. Got the look with the safety car just as he went past the pit entrance to get in, and that has been the catalyst for that victory. Great job from him. Barcelona though runs him close despite that first lap drama into turn 1 where he got damage, and he takes the fastest lap as well. Evil Chris P4, great job from him then. So your final classifications: Brutus, Barcelona and Evil Chris are your podium finishers. Aaron Trucker, great job from him, P4. Scuba Steve gets P5 in his home race. Captain Chubbs, what might have been for him, just P6 he has to settle for in the end. Sione, great job from him, P7. Ox ends up P8 after those penalties drop him down. Alex Pixie P9 and Dan rounding out the top 10. Then Azekan, Casavis, Zero Tau and Bossman the finishers. Down to 14th, and then every time was Michael, of course, we saw getting a drive through and deciding that was enough. Tom, who retired in the pits. Matman, who crashed out in the S's, and Cats and Calspert. The first 2 retirements who both crashed out of the penultimate corner. So, there we have it then. that is round 10 done. 2 races to go. And that will be, 5 points between the top 2 in the championship with 2 races to go. Next week we are at Suzuka, the historic figure 8 circuit in Japan, for round 11. So let's see who can grasp the glory there. And then we finish off the season at the ever popular Austria, the Red Bull Ring. We'll round off season 19 and our final season on F1 2021. Thank you very much for everybody who's been in the stream, commenting, much appreciated as always. And if you haven't already liked the stream, please do so before you go. Back here this time, 8 o'clock, well, not this time, 8 o'clock next week, for the penultimate round of the season. Then can Brutus wrap up the championship? He could feasibly do it. Barcelona retires, he gets that lead over 32 points, and we could crown a champion next week, but we shall see. But yeah, that's it for this evening. All that is left for me to do is say goodbye, good evening, and good morning, and all that jazz. And we'll see you again real soon.